So, Coach, introduce us to this concept. You told us about it on the FNIA podcast this week, the taking care of business games, and then we'll show you what happened with them this week.
Something I used to tell our teams, you're fighting for a playoff position, you're in contention, and you're playing a team that's out of it. Okay, don't sugarcoat it. We got to take care of business. We should beat this team if we play our game. And we had about 8 or 9 of those games this week where you had contenders playing teams that they should beat. And most of them, in fact, all of them, took care of business.
All right, let's see them, Coach. Let's see them. Here's the taking care of business games. Coach set them up for us, and there's the results. They took care of it.
And some of them were tight. A lot of them were one-score games and barely squeaked by.
The Raiders should have won that game.
Should have.
Yep.
Yeah, but they didn't.
They didn't.
Thanksgiving, the Bears should have gone to OT at least, if not won it.
Yep. And, Panthers had a chance to beat the Buccaneers. They fumble in the red zone when all they got to do is kick the winning field goal in overtime. But at the end of the day, the Buccaneers took care of business.
At this time of the season, too, you can't get so caught up on what the score is. It's all about getting that W. It ain't about, hey, we beat them by 20 points or 3 touchdowns. It's about getting that W.
That's the business.
And staying healthy.
Speaking of tight games, we did have the Rodney-Tony Bowl this week.
Yes, and who won that one?
And the Patriots. And that was, of course, Coach Dungy taking home the victory. Way to get back there, Coach. 24-23. How'd you see the game?
Well, it was back and forth. And Drake May, I thought, made some plays and got him in position. Anthony Richardson makes the big play to set him up. You think they're going to tie it up, and Shane Steichen says, we're going to go for the win.
I love Shane Steichen and just the aggressive nature. Think about it. I mean, he benches Anthony Richardson, put him on a bench, takes his confidence, then he puts him back in there. He goes for the game winner with him. What a great way to build his confidence back.
Yeah. We were in Minnesota, and I saw Anthony Richardson in the tunnel before the game. And I talked to him, and I said, hey, you're going to get a chance to come back and show what you're all about. Don't take this as a defeat. You got benched. It happens to a lot of people. You're going to be fine. And he said, I know I'm going to be. And he's come back, and he's played well.
And you know what, Coach, you're right, because sometimes you need to see the game from a different perspective. And there's no greater teacher than sitting on the bench watching the game.
Yeah, I told him the story, too. Our first Super Bowl year in Pittsburgh, Terry Bradshaw, who's in the Hall of Fame with 4 Super Bowl rings, got benched. And he was not the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year. He came back and took us to a Super Bowl. And I told Anthony that story. Don't think going to the bench is the end of your career.
And he's just playing with just a certain level of joy. You see how happy he's playing, and and the numbers aren't great, but they'll continue to get better. And he's learning on the job. It's really cool to watch.
He is. When he takes off, he's got a Josh Allen quality.
I wouldn't want to hit him.
Getting the heck out of his way.